Well, that's a wrap. We we're done on the boys already for this year. We get eight episodes. For some reason, when I was here last week doing my episode 7 recap, I was like, "There's no way they're gonna finish this in one more episode." And then they did. And now I have to wait for another however long. I feel like this show has a long production cycle too because of all the visual effects. So if they're not already shooting season 4, it's gonna be over a year. They're gonna be kind of like Stranger Things, where it's gonna be at least like a year and a half, I think, until we see the boys again. That's there's a reason why they're not eligible for the Emmy Awards this year. They didn't make the eligibility. Came close. They could have premiered in May, I guess, but they came close. Anyway, I'm John Stark, Mac the Movie Guy, and this is my recap review of The Boys, Season 3, Episode 8. And there will be spoilers. Just like Daniel Day-Lewis drinks milkshakes and says there will be blood, I say there will be spoilers. Because what else is the point of doing these? Like, why else, if we're not going to talk about things, why am I doing these? I started doing these without spoilers and was like, who's watching this stuff to like know, like who's halfway into a TV show and is like, ooh, I want to find out if that episode's good before I watch it. Like, no one's doing that. All right. So The Boys, gnarly. First of all, thankfully this has audio description for those who don't know. I don't know why you would jump into the 8th episode of the season to find out, oh, he's a blind film critic. Oh, okay. Well, it also says it in the title of the video, but it just bears reminding. Yeah. So I use audio description, and it was great. It was fantastic. It really covered all the action sequences and the visual effects and the cartoon characters that stayed in this episode. Just all the little gory details. And man, we have some big stuff that happened in this episode. And surprisingly, some stuff that if like you just gave up and didn't watch like the last 10 minutes, you would not know that the people on The Boys, they walked some stuff back and they were like, nope, never mind. We didn't mean it. Sorry. That was trickery. We tricked you. So, I guess, I don't know. I don't know what the biggest reveal is, where to start. I guess with like the little things, we got that moment where, it resolved from episode 7 where Butcher found out that the shot was going to kill him, and if Huey took it again, it would kill him too. And so he like knocks out Huey in a gas station restroom, and then drives off with Soldier Boy. And then Huey has to call Starlight to come pick him up, and he's like, "I'm sorry, you can say it." And she's like, "I told you so." And they have like a great back and forth. Meanwhile, the rest of the team is starting to come together with Milk and Frenchie and Kimiko, and then they hook up with Starlight and Huey, and Maeve ends up breaking out because the Deep and Ashley decide to move Maeve. Not 100% sure what the logic was there behind that, but I think it was a great way for Maeve to escape, and it gave her the opportunity. Apparently, she was just hiding like 12 floors below, like in the deep basement where Starlight didn't even know they had a basement. Later on, she brings it up. She's like, "Where were you?" She's like, "I was like 12 floors below you." And she's like, "What?" Like, so it just goes to show you that Starlight still didn't even know like Vought Tower had like catacombs. But yeah, so Maeve breaks out and she joins up with I don't know, the boys. I think they officially call themselves that at the end, right? And and they decide that they have to stop Butcher and Soldier Boy from doing what they're doing, because if Soldier Boy does this explosion thing, there are thousands of people in Vought Tower and they can't get them to escape. So they head over to Vought Tower to try to stop what's about to happen between Soldier Boy and Homelander. Or may or may not happen. Who knows? Soldier Boy seems to be kind of wishy-washy on, and the episode kind of plays with the idea of is the familiar connection gonna drop in there. Meanwhile, Homelander goes and finally just abducts Ryan with some help from our head popper. She needs like a superhero name, because I keep forgetting what her normal like actual name is. It's like Whitmore or Wallace or I don't know. It's something really boring, and she's not in enough of the episodes for me to actually. She just like walks in and walks out, and I'm like, God, I'm gonna have to do a recap later and remember what your fucking name is. And I can remember the rest of the cast because they actually do things, but all you do is like you walk in and you say something and you leave, or you walk in and you make somebody's head explode and then you leave. You don't really do anything, and you don't have like a superhero or a supervillain name. You just so anyway, but he makes a trade, so he gets Ryan, and he has this thing with Ryan where Ryan thinks Homelander's mad at him for what happened with his mom. And Homelander's like, no, that's just what happens with us. You know, when you're better than everybody else, shit just happens sometimes when you got these amazing powers. You know, sometimes bad stuff just happens and you can't, it's not your fault. So Ryan's like, oh my God, this guy, gave him the complete opposite reaction of Butcher. So yeah, he learns to love Homelander real fast. And so Ryan and Homelander go off together, and so Homelander now has a son officially. That's obviously not going to work out well for anybody, and I think those are kind of all like the small. I'm working my way up to the big moments. So the big moments, Black Noir. He came back and he's doing his stuff, and Homelander seems really grateful to see him. At first, he's like, I knew you'd come back, and he gives him a big hug, and he kind of tells A-Train and the Deep to fuck off because they're not really reliable. And he tells the Deep to go do something, and he doesn't really tell A-Train what to do, but he does give the Deep an order, and the Deep is like, but that's treason. And I guess it was kind of put up or shut up for the Deep, because he goes and does it. So maybe the Deep is now firmly in with Homelander. That's probably what we're going to see in season 4, is that the Deep has earned his right hand. A-Train, meanwhile, just got like a fuck off from his brother, and he didn't really do much this episode. I just kind of like stood around after his brother told him to go pound sand. It's like, all right, well, I'm A-Train. He survives the episode. That's the most successful thing he does. But you know who does not survive the episode? Black Noir. Black Noir was our big death this season. I did not see that coming. Even with Soldier Boy, I just didn't think Black Noir was gonna be the one that dies. I really just thought Soldier Boy was gonna be like a one and done character, and that he was gonna be the big death, and he might depower somebody. Like that was what I saw, was maybe one of the 7 ended up getting depowered. But no, Homelander just punches straight through Black Noir and blames him for not telling him that he had a father, and kills him, and just like rips out his guts and moves on. I was like, what? Well, you just did Soldier Boy's job. And I kind of thought maybe Soldier Boy would be like, oh, okay, well, maybe we could work on a team. But no, Soldier Boy shows up, and he's still ready to kick some ass. And unfortunately, Butcher finally has a change of heart, mainly because Ryan is there. and Butcher won't let Ryan get hurt. So when Soldier Boy doesn't care about Ryan being collateral damage, Butcher starts fighting Soldier Boy. Meanwhile, Maeve, who has shown up because she left the others because she believes Homelander needs to be stopped, she decides to start fighting Homelander. Everyone else shows up and they see what Butcher's doing, and they see that Butcher is using his powers to try to stop Soldier Boy, so they all try to get in there and stop Soldier Boy. But Frenchie and Milk really don't have much to offer to this fight. Milk shows up with like a shotgun. I'm like, what are you doing with that? What is it that you think you are going to do with that shotgun, Milk? Please tell me. I want you to write me a letter as to what it is you think you're going to do with that shotgun to a superhero with invulnerability powers. What is it that you think that shotgun's going to do to this guy? So, characters who should have stayed in the car. Huey, Milk and Frenchie show up for this fight. I don't know why. But it's ultimately Starlight is the one who really impacts Soldier Boy the most. But in the fight, Soldier Boy is gonna do his big explosion thing, which is gonna end up killing a lot of people. And Maeve gives up fighting Homelander to fly Soldier Boy out of the building so that no one else dies when he explodes. And it kind of leaves you with that moment of, oh shit, Soldier Boy and Maeve just died. And Homelander leaves with Ryan, even though Butcher goes over and tries to make sure Ryan's okay. Ryan still chooses Homelander. Butcher passes out, and everyone else seems to be generally okay. And then you're flashing to the end. We find out that Maeve survived, and she's depowered now. She no longer has her abilities. That was her. So we lost Maeve as a hero, but she still gets to live. So she's going out with her girlfriend, and they're going to try to live somewhere where nobody can bother them. And so I don't know if she's coming back next season, if that's a total write-off, or what's going to happen with Maeve. And Soldier Boy has been, he's unconscious. So he's being put away, stored in some chamber somewhere. So he could always come back, depending on what Jensen Ackles' contract looks like. I guess we'll find out next season whether or not somebody's going to decide to awaken Jensen Ackles. I thought it was interesting, some people that we did not see. We did not see our former favorite head of Vought. He's probably back at Los Pollos Hermanos. If you get that reference, then you're awesome. We saw Butcher get the I love that he just smokes in the hospital. He finds out he's got 12 to 18 months to live because he went too far with temporary Vought. So, temporary V. So what's going to happen with that? He's got 12 to 18 months to kill Homelander, I guess. I don't think The Boys has an end date on it. I've seen a lot of shows announce they have one more season and then they're done. So I think something else is going to come up with Butcher, because I don't see this show happening without Butcher. My guess, and what the thing that I was guessing was going to happen heading into this, was him taking V and becoming the thing he hates, as being the only way for him to live is to actually take the full shot. Instead of taking temporary V, take the full thing and make a transformation. I think that's still possible in the future. I think he might have gotten a taste of the powers and realized that the only way he can fight Homelander is with powers. And he might try real V in season 4. That's where I think we're going. Huey might also miss his powers, and he also might become a full-fledged superhero. Otherwise, the 7 is the 3 right now, because Starlight threw away her costume. So it's literally just Homelander, the Deep, and A-Train. If Homelander's keeping A-Train, he didn't really do much in the finale. I don't know where Homelander stands with A-Train, but we'll see. That's it. That's pretty much the base. Oh yeah, and the head popper's now the candidate for vice president. Was now selected to be the running mate for the new person because the Deep's task was to kill the current one. So head popper is going to get into government in the high level, and she's going to work her way up and run the world. And is that a good or a bad thing? And who is it a good or a bad thing for? Because she was willing to kill Homelander, work with somebody to kill Homelander before. So is she playing her own game, or is she playing anyone else's game together? Does she just use people so that she can get ahead? Who knows? I guess season 4 will let us know, and we'll find out. I don't know what new heroes we will be introduced to. I'm kind of disappointed that we didn't really get to keep any new heroes from this season. Maybe they'll go back and get some of those people who auditioned to be in the thing and got turned down. But yeah, we're moving on. Season 4, whenever. There's a Boys spinoff that I know that they're working on. I think it's more likely we'll see that before we see season 4 of The Boys. So, anyway, that's my recap review of The Boys season finale, which I will definitely be giving an A. I think I gave every episode this season an A. I just love this season. I love that it always went someplace I didn't think it was going to go, or every time you challenge it and say, no, you can't go there, it goes there, and it just does it anyway. And I think that's great, and that's what I love. I did correctly predict at the beginning of the season when I saw where Homelander was headed. I was like, they're not killing Homelander. I'm sorry, I feel like he is the end series villain. He's the series finale villain. He's not going out anytime before this series is ending. So he will make it to the very end, and it'll be the battle of whoever's left alive versus Homelander. And that'll be how the show concludes. He was never going to die in season 3. I love that he just decapitates that guy like at the end, and that douchebag just cheers. He's like, yeah, that was awesome. I'm like, oh my God, this is like I feel like this is literally real life right now. What's going on? Anyway, let me know what you think in the comments. Like and subscribe. Mac the Movie Guy is my website, macthemovieguy.com. You can also go to the audio description project at adb.acb.org, and that will tell you what has audio description and where you can find it. And the adna.org will let you know who these narrators are and what other things they've done. That's it for me on my final Boys for a while, I'm sure. Now I think I'm only recapping Miss Marvel. So, and Umbrella Academy. Anyway, peace out.